Hello and welcome to Gears Training. In today's training, we are going to review the settings available to you for your point cloud. To access your point cloud settings, click on the gear in the bottom right-hand corner. Click on Settings in the menu that appears, and go ahead and click Point Cloud, which is three icons from the right. The point cloud settings are settings that govern the tracking of specific markers and rays within the Gears installation. These settings are very important and can affect the accuracy and ability for your system to capture properly. Let's take a look. First, we have our size and roundness filter settings. We generally recommend enabling the size and roundness filter. Without this setting, the system will capture raw marker data, but will not do any sort of job to try and make sure that it is a real marker that is being captured. As an example, any round, shiny object might be captured within the system as a marker, potentially with this filter being turned off. By turning the filter on, we have a few parameters governing what we decide is a marker or not within the system. The first item governing whether a marker is a marker or not is the size in pixels of the marker in the capture. If a marker is not showing up in a large system, you may want to lower this value down to perhaps even a 3. And any bright object that it picks up that registers as a 2, 3, or 4 pixel size marker will be counted as a marker within the system. You can also, of course, increase this value if you prefer by clicking this bar and moving it to the right or left. We will go ahead and leave this at 4 pixels on this system. Then we have the minimum roundness for a marker. This is a value that is a percentage value, 100% requiring a completely perfectly round object, 1 requiring an object that is not necessarily round in any way, shape, or form. We generally recommend a 60% roundness to handle instances where a marker might become partially occluded or hidden from view. Next, we have rays. These are mathematical rays that are available to the system to determine the 3D capture and 3D position of the 2D marker data. Each of our rays have these values that we can look at. The proximity threshold is the threshold in millimeters that a ray can have to be able to count as being intersected. As an example, if we were to draw a line down and then have another camera here and a line coming this way, if those cameras have these two lines intersect within 3 millimeters, we can count that as an intersection. It's important to have a proximity threshold that is low enough to maintain accuracy, but allows for a little bit of interpolation by the system. The next item is the minimum number of rays required for an intersection. We recommend that this stays at 2, but if you want to have many cameras and want to increase the volume, you can go higher. Or if you want to risk bad data, you can go lower. Minimum ray length is the length of distance between a camera and a marker. 20 centimeters is the default minimum. You can increase this minimum or decrease this minimum based on your capture volume size. Again, the defaults should be very accommodating. The maximum ray length is how far away from a camera in maximum a marker can be seen. Again, you can adjust these as needed on your capture volume. The default values are very forgiving. Finally, a minimum ray angle is the 2 rays that intersect must be equal to or greater than this value. This makes sure that we do not have a camera that has 2 rays from the same camera that intersect. At least a 5-degree angle is required for an intersection. Finally, we have ranking of rays. This is an important feature that allows you to make sure that rays that are close to the 3D marker center are given more weight than rays that are further away from the center. This creates a ranking system whereby Gears utilizes the closer rays for a more accurate capture. Next, we have two options in a live capture session that will help you to see how the capture is being assembled. You can see tracked rays, which shows all of the rays that are meeting these criteria in a green line, and untracked rays, which will show you the rays that do not meet this criteria in red lines. When doing this in a live section, you'll be able to see all of the different data points that are making up a capture. Generally, these settings are accurate when you first receive your system. The most common settings that may be changed on a system are minimum marker size and proximity threshold. If you have questions, feel free to contact our Gears support line at 1-855-GEARS-NOW extension 2, and we'd be happy to adjust these settings for you based upon data that we see within your system. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.